So as you can imagine, watching videos on this phone is actually really nice. It takes advantage of the borderless display, at least just around the top, that is. And even with day-to-day use, I found that it's actually getting pretty nice to use. So I'm gonna see if I can get you to see this on camera here. The display is actually lifted a little bit. You can actually see straight through it. If you can see that. Kind of sits up away from the actual digitizer, the glass front here. It might be kind of difficult to see on camera, but if you head into a local store and pick one up, or if they let you do that, or if you can get your hands on one, or if you already have one, you'll know that the display kind of sits up on top, adding a little bit of thickness to the phone or height to it. Here's a better angle. So some cool things about the phone here. Let me show you in settings. I'm getting a lot of messages about the display and, you know, LED lights. Well, here's the notification light down here. It lights up different colors. And then if you get into, there's a setting here for frameless lights. And it gives you a demo of what they look like here. You can see the color. Check the borders of the display. That's flow. That's ambient. And then the diffusion. And it tells you you can use it for a flashing alarm. Here's what that's what the alarm will look like. And then when you do the charging, that's what it'll do. So that's a cool effect for it. I felt like that was really nice. But other than that, another cool thing about the phone is the Harman Kardon audio. Now you only get to experience that, as you can see, the speaker is just this small speaker on the back right here. Very little speaker, and it's not too loud. But the Harman Kardon audio takes effect when you put in a headphone or link it to Bluetooth. And so these two, it has the visualizer, but the visualizer, now watch this, the live stage and the clarify. So when those are on, you'll see the icons appear there in the top of the status bar. You have to plug in a headphone or use Bluetooth. And I think I could say this: if you like Beats audio, if you think Beats audio has serious sound and serious bass, you definitely need to check out Harman Kardon, because it's 10 times better. It's worlds better. It just sounds amazing with the headphones plugged in. And even with the Bluetooth, it still just has so much more bass than Beats audio. And most people would say Beats audio is not good anyway, for those that are into the headphones and things like that. I think Bose actually sounds better than Beats as well. But Harman Kardon, this is actually a very nice, crisp, clear, lots of bass. So I suggest you definitely turn that on when you're using headphones, because it is just going to blow you away. Battery life on this thing, I was able to get 4 hours of, just a little over 4 hours of screen on time. And it was actually, I was surprised. Had 4 hours of screen on time with about 5% battery life left. And what I did was I just kind of kept using it. I just kept using the phone, trying to kill it. And I think it did pretty good. Speaker quality, though, for this little speaker, you know, speakerphone is not that great, because it has just this little speaker on the back. And it's got the little lift there for when you lay it down, it'll elevate it a little bit, but it's such a small speaker, you won't be able to even say that it's loud at all. Plus about this also is it takes 128 gig SD card. The battery is not removable, but that really doesn't matter. Having that SD card really adds some value to this device. I think overall the design of this device to me kind of blows away pretty much. For it to only cost such a low amount, I think it looks better than every phone in my catalog, including the HTC One M8. I think this phone blows away the iPhone 6. I think the only phone that might be giving it a little bit of competition it's probably the M8 or the 5S. The build quality on the 5S is really good. It's better than the iPhone 6 as well. But I'll compare those side by side. This phone is smaller than the iPhone 6, but it has a 5-inch display. And that's heavily due to, obviously, it has no bezels around the top and sides. Having this on the bottom is not really a big deal. You actually don't even notice it when you're using the phone, because most people hold their phones like this, and you kind of do like this. But with the phone having no bezels, it's obviously, look, you can reach all the corners, and I'm sure that was their intent. But someone asked about bloatware. If you notice in the unboxing video I did it, I was doing the unboxing and I first booted it up, it installed a ton of Boost Mobile stuff. Well, as you can see, I was able to get it all back off, except for Boost Zone, because that's like my account. And then this mobile ID thing is a Sprint thing. It's got all the different things you can customize the phone, which I don't use. But I will try to root this and take that off as well. So other than that, then you'll be looking at just a stock experience. This Office suite, it won't come off either, but again, with root, you can take that off, and that should do it. But pretty much, this is looking to just be a stock Android build with some great hardware. It comes in a black as well, like a dark gray, and that's going to be on the Virgin model. But the Boost Mobile has this white one, which I like pretty good. I think it looks pretty elegant with the silver accents down here. So first impressions of the device, I have not put it down, actually. I was kind of surprised at how nice it actually looks. And just using the device itself, having the borders gone, basically, is different. And so it's something that's new to the market. There's no other device like this. Just like there's no other Galaxy Notes type of deal. There's nothing else out there like this, and you should try it, because unfortunately it's either going to have to be on Sprint, Boost Mobile, or Virgin. But since it's such an affordable device, just get it off contract with Boost or Virgin just to get your experience, because it is worth it. And I put up a video on how to get it for under the retail price. Check that out as well. The front camera is not on par with a lot of other front cameras, and even the rear camera is it's lacking a little bit. But I don't think I think you have to be in the right. It's one of those phones that when you have to be in the right setting. It has to really be lit up outside to get that great picture. It is an 8-megapixel camera, but it's not the best 8-megapixel camera. As far as processing power goes, again, this is kind of like a stock experience. So you're going to get some great, it's going to be smooth, so you won't have any problems with it. One thing I will say, though, you definitely will need an SD card, because the storage runs out pretty quickly. It has 8 gigs built on, but for some reason you only get 4. And then after you do some installs, I have 1.2 gigs in apps on here. So you will need an SD card, and I can't default to the SD card for installs. Like, you can't move over. So for all your media content and things like that, I definitely recommend that you grab an SD card. So other than that, really, you're looking at pretty much a well-built, great-looking Harman audio device with stock Android, pretty much, that's on a network, that's it runs on Sprint's network, but it's actually got great service for it to be, because the Sprint service isn't too great in this area. So as you can see there, it is on LTE, and it's flawless when it's on LTE. It's great, to my surprise, I should say. But first impressions on this, like I said, it's fantastic. It's a great device, and it looks just stellar. I think it's one of the best looking phones out today, because it's different. And people asked for a borderless display, but then when Sharp brought it, people said, oh, you got this big chin on the bottom. Well, you've got to put your internals, your antennas, you got to put something somewhere. And so they made the first step, and I'm hoping that other OEMs will chop down all those bezels and get on board and start bringing big displays like this, because this is actually a 5-inch display, but you can't tell because the borders are gone, the bezels are gone. So I'll post another video with it next to the iPhone 5, excuse me, the iPhone 5 and the iPhone 6, and you'll see just how big this screen is. packed in such a small body. So the Sharp Aquos Crystal is definitely a phone you should pick up at this point. This is just my first impression. It's pretty long this time, but this is such an amazing looking device, and it's just really, really sleek in its own. And the way they did the display and the borderless, the bezels are gone. That's just pretty much amazing. I don't know if this is metal. It feels like it is though, and if so, someone tell me in the comments. I'll look it up after I shoot this video, but I'm pretty sure this is metal around here, and that makes this phone even higher quality. All right, guys. See you in the next one. Take care.